Grétar, many thanks for joining us. Fleetwood Town have always had a history of bringing in players and maybe taking risks on non-league players. Everyone will mention Vardy, everyone. I'll not, apart from that. What do you think, what are the club taking into consideration when they are looking at a player from non-league?
I think that what has changed since I joined, it's always been a very strong link, because of not that many years ago that we were in the non-league. The chairman's very passionate about the non-league. I think what has changed, we probably go more after the first team profiles, that we're more aggressive on profiles rather than we used to be. Before it was more hints, getting too excited about rumours in newspapers, and about some records in various papers or social media. Now we're more aggressive on the profiles that fit the first team, so they fit into the first team profiles. The club is always getting better, the playing squad is getting better every year, and we don't want that there be too much of a gap between our first team and the 23s. We tend to go for the best players in non-league that fit our physical profile, to come in to train and be a part of the 23s. There is a gap between being at the non-league level and the league level, but there are players that definitely can. They have that hunger to do that. We recently signed a player, Alex Reid, who has an unbelievable attitude and will to learn, and he knows where he needs to become better. But I'm certain that players with an attitude like his, I'm saying with Ashley and Addison, players that come from the lower levels of the pyramid, but they have physical attributes and they have technical attributes that they have, but they to catch up with players that have league experience, catch up players that have a little bit different background. It takes time, and sometimes they need to work even a little bit harder to reach that. But we provide them with the platform, the grass, the training regime, the nutrition, everything around that we can provide to help them become first team players. But that's why we try to sign them. We don't sign a player that we don't believe has a chance to become a first team player.
You mentioned now, Alex, obviously didn't come from the top tier or the second tier of non-league, came from Rushall, who are in the Rustic Northern Premier League. How do you find a player? How does a club like Fleetwood, do you have a network of scouts, or is it just a tip off? And how do you do it?
We work with both. We have a very strong non-league recruitment network of scouts that go on. We have one scout that purely goes to non-league games, and we listen to podcasts. We do buy the non-league paper. We do follow on it, and we do get tips. We do get phone calls, and then it's going after them. And then because we're quite strict on the profiles that we have, it's easier now for us to limit who we would be interested in and who we wouldn't. But that doesn't say that player isn't ready for league football or not. He's just not what we're after.
Yes.
And we have my chief scout that scouts from every level. He will go to any level to watch a player, and when we went to see both Alex Reid and Ashley Addison, he's been to watch the players that we're bringing in, so he goes and sees everyone that has been hinted or tipped off by our own scouts before. So if our own scouts come and say, this is a player that we should get or sign, then he will go and see them, and we're trying to get them in to train and see the facilities. Many of them will have to travel to come to and live in Fleetwood, so they have to know how it is. And also for us, a good opportunity both for the player and ourselves to see where he is, what he needs to improve. But it is it's an area that we're becoming more selective than before.
It's becoming a more competitive market in non-league. There is a lot of clubs looking in there now, whereas maybe 5-10 years ago there wasn't. There have been a number of high-profile signings in high-profile in terms of non-league going into the Premier League or the Football League. Do you find that having the profile of having a history of developing players from non-league to Football League, does that help Fleetwood Town?
I don't think anyone everyone has short-term memory. No one's really looking into that. I think everyone looks into the here and now more than historically that we did that. The market is very competitive, and it's clear that clubs are going. Some clubs will go very heavy in that direction, and some look for ad hoc one or two. We try to be more systematic by getting them into our 23s, so we have a very strict age gap that we want them to, because we believe that they have played men's football. They have that over the Cat 1, Cat 2 academies, is that they've played men's football. So we know we always can tick that box.
Yeah.
But with Cat 1, Cat 2, the box that hasn't been ticked is, can they play men's football? But the Cat 1, Cat 2 might be more technically better and probably a little bit more physically dependent on clubs.
Yep.
And then what extra do we need to add to it? Then it's very important that the player that is used to playing men's football and has probably played men's football for a couple of years is willing to come in and develop and purely think about developing to reach the first team. And that can be very tricky, because not everyone is patient enough to understand where they are in their own development.